Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relix, and in this video, this is part 7 now of the NHL free agency for 2024. This will probably be the last one for today. If there's more to come, then it will be over the next week. But things seem to have settled down quite a bit, so this will be where my videos end for the day. So we got another batch of guys here. Again, some are up and down as far as me watching them, but for the most part, these guys are all kind of like NHL players that we should be keeping our eyes on going into the next season. So let's start off with the Carolina Hurricanes re-signing Shane Gostisbehere. So he wasn't there last season, but he was traded to the Hurricanes the season prior, and he's signing now for a 3-year contract, 3.2 average. Personally, I don't care for Ghost. I think he was overrated when he came into the NHL, but he is an average defenseman, and I think this is a decent bargain for the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, the Hurricanes, if you guys have been watching my previous videos, they've been making a splash in the free agency, signing quite a few players, and extending a few as well. So I think this is a good signing for them. They definitely add another offensive style defenseman to their core, and overall I think of the Hurricanes as an offensive team, so I think this will work out for both parties. Next up, we have the Chicago Blackhawks signing Alec Martinez. I miss Martinez. I don't think we should have got rid of him in the first place, but still relevant in the league. One of the best, if not the best, at block shots in the slot. So I think Martinez still has quite a bit to give. And going to the Blackhawks for a single year for $4 million, I think that's slightly too much for what he's able to do now. But at the same time, his block shot utility is just underestimated, I think. And whenever a team comes in thinking they could score against them, I think Martinez definitely shows them that you won't get past him. And I think he's proven that in Vegas for the past couple years. So Martinez, I wish you luck in Chicago. I think you definitely bring the defense back up to par with your assets. So hopefully that works out for you. As for the next signing, Vincent Desharnais signs with Vancouver for 2 years, $2 million average. Personally, I think that's a little too much. I think $1 million is his price, considering that he's not a known NHLer. He's only played with the Oilers the past 2 seasons, and I personally don't see much skill from him, so $2 million is a little too pricey. But again, I don't really care for Vancouver. They can lose for all I care, because they're a Pacific Division rival. So, the more they lose, the better. And Vincent Desharnais, while he is a big body, I think the Canucks now have a ton of big bodies. I don't think he brings enough skill to their D core, in which I don't think the Vancouver Canucks will, have the best goals against average in the league this year. But we'll see. We will see if he can improve. He is 28 years old, so it's not like he's old or anything. He's starting his prime years, but either way, he's not an NHL player, well-known NHL player. Going on to Winnipeg, they signed Capo Kakkonen for 1 year, $1 million. Perfect backup role. I like it. Hellbeck is obviously their starter, and Kakkonen coming in as their backup is solid. I have no complaints there. So probably one of the probably one of the most logical signings this season, this free agency so far. And then we have Nashville coming in with 3 things: 2 extensions and 1 signing. So first, we'll go with UC Saros extension. Was being paid previously a $5 million average, and then now an 8-year contract for $7.74 million average. That is a $2.74 million increase from what he was making before. I like it. Saros definitely, after Pekka Rinne left, I think Saros definitely took control of the net for the Predators, and I think he's owned it. So perfect signing, extension, I should say, and I think he will live out the rest of his years as a Predator, for sure. And then going on to another extension, Alexander Carrier, 733K, now a 3-year, $3.75 million average. That is a huge difference. 733K. That was his contract before, and now it's a 3.75 million. That is way too much. I do not see what the logic is in that. Just like the LA Kings in my last video signing Joel Edmondson for that around that much, it's a huge mistake, I think, and the Predators are going to lose out a little bit of money because of that signing. Overall, I am not impressed with whatever Carrier brings, but who knows, maybe the Predators see something in him that I cannot see. I don't exactly watch Predator games all the time, so who knows, maybe they know something that I don't. But as far as a outsider's perspective, I don't think it's a good signing. And then of course their third signing comes with Scott Redwood coming to the team, 2 years for 1.5 average contract, and this is again another one of those decent backup roles. I know you're going to play Saros more, so I don't know about the extra 500K added onto the contract to make it 1.5, but hey, at least they got the goaltending situated, and Nashville look pretty set to compete this year, honestly. Again, I mentioned some of their other signings in this free agency in the previous videos, including like players like Jonathan Marchessault. So I think, or Steven Stamkos. So I think for sure that this will definitely play into their strengths. And like I said, Carrier maybe not the best signing, but I think overall they have a pretty good lineup going as far as adding from the free agents. So we'll see if they can be one of the top teams in the Central, and maybe even one of the top teams in the league. And then moving on, Carolina also signed Sean Walker to a 5-year contract, 3.6 average. Personally, as a Kings fan, I already know what Sean Walker brings to the league, and it is not 3.6 mil worthy. It's more like a 2.5 maximum. I don't see him as an offensive or defensive style defenseman. I think of him as a two-way, and therefore he's just there. He's a third pair, maximum 2-pair. I don't really think of him as a top defenseman. So, personally, I think this is a bad signing for the Hurricanes. Not that I care, like I've said in previous videos. I don't care about the Hurricanes, but at the same time, this is one of those deals where I think they're losing out for sure on a, even just a little bit of cap space makes a difference. And in the long run, these 5 years, I don't think it's going to help them. But who knows? Maybe Sean Walker has something that we haven't seen yet when he went to the Avalanche. But either way, wish him all the best, because once a king, always a king. Next up, we also have Dallas extending Matt Duchene. Same exact contract, 1 year, $3 million. Is the exact same thing as last year. So no changes there. I'm not surprised that he's still there. Matt Duchene's one of those solid centermen in the league that I think is just a good player, and I think this is the perfect fit. So that's awesome. And to round out this video, the biggest disappointment in my mind is this one: Blake Lizotte being signed by the Pittsburgh Penguins. The reason why I'm disappointed by this is because Rob Blake just let Blake Lizotte go. Without a doubt, the bottom 6 for our LA Kings lineup was because Blake Lizotte was there. Without him there, I honestly see the Kings just losing. Lizotte is one of the pivotal pillars to the LA Kings PK, and you just got rid of him, Rob Blake. You just got rid of, or you just let him walk. And the Pittsburgh Penguins signed him for 2 years, $1.85 million average. That is only $200K higher than what Lizotte made in the past contract with the Kings. So I personally think minimum $2 million. Lizotte is worth minimum $2 million. He may not be the biggest player in the league, but he is one of the toughest and best forecheckers, and without a doubt, in my opinion, one of the league's best PKers. And to see him just walk away for nothing is just very disappointing. As I said about the Joel Edmondson signing and then the Fogle signing, I don't think the Kings are going to make the playoffs this year or even the next year. I think these are huge mistakes. And then, of course, as I was starting to make this video, I also saw that the Kings signed other players too. And it's not from within the organization. It's from around the league at league minimum prices. Again, I'm not going to mention them here, but the Kings, my LA Kings, are just throwing the season away, and I am very sad. They are wasting Kopitar and Doughty's final years, and I am going to be crying my heart out when we miss the playoffs the next, 2-3 years now. So I'm calling it right now. I called it in my last video. I'm calling it now again as well. Blake Lizotte going to the Pittsburgh Penguins is a huge mistake, and hopefully, and this is for me rooting for Blake Lizotte as one of my favorite players that was on the Kings. Hopefully, he brings a huge utility toolkit to the Pittsburgh Penguins and somehow, some way helps Crosby and Malkin and Letang make another Stanley Cup run. Because I do care for the Penguins. While a lot of people are Crosby haters, I am not one of them. I respect Crosby and his talents, and I hope he has another chance for a Stanley Cup in the long run. So, Blake Lizotte, I wish you all the best going to Pittsburgh. As I said for Jeff Carter as well. And so, that's it for this batch. Thank you guys for tuning in to my videos if you guys have watched all of them. Again, if you guys have not seen the first 6 videos, I have 6 other videos. This is the 7th part. I've been non-stop following the free agency since it opened up, and putting out these videos for you guys to hear my opinions and thoughts on them and the signings. A lot of movement happened, and it's hard to keep track of everything. So these are just my thoughts on the entire free agency so far. Obviously, there's still a lot to come, and we'll see what happens in the next coming weeks leading into the preseason. But as the norm goes, the signings now have been kind of done for the day. Maybe they'll pick up tomorrow. We'll see. But as of right now, things are starting to settle down. I think the big fish have been caught, and things have been traded, and we'll see what happens going forward. So that's it for now. If you guys enjoyed these, hit the like button, comment down below what you guys thought. Do you guys agree or disagree with anything I've had to say, either in this video or in the past videos? And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, I will try to keep up to date with any other signings if possible, but going forward, I expect myself to only pay attention to the bigger names, not so much as the small names. But we'll see. We'll see how things play out. But for now, that's it. Thank you guys for watching / listening. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.